While I'm making this pasta, I thought I'd tell you about one of my favorite trips with my husband. A few years ago, we went to Italy, and one of the places we visited was the Amalfi Coast. I had seen so many pictures of Amalfi before going there, but honestly, seeing it in person was completely different. The first thing I remember is the drive along the coast. The roads were narrow, the cliffs were on one side, and the sea was right there on the other. Every few minutes, we'd see another view that was somehow even more beautiful than the last one. We spent our days walking around, exploring little streets, stopping for food, and of course, taking way too many pictures. One of my favorite things about Italy was how slowly everything seemed to happen. We would sit somewhere for coffee or lunch and just take our time. There was no feeling of rushing from one place to another. And because we were traveling together, even the simplest moments became special. I remember sitting by the sea one evening and thinking about how different it felt from our usual routine back home. No work, no schedules, no rushing around. Just the two of us, good food, beautiful views, and nowhere we needed to be immediately. And I think that's what I remember most about that trip. Of course, I remember the beautiful places and the food, but more than that, I remember how it felt to have that time together. Even now, whenever I see Italian food or make pasta at home, it somehow takes me back to that trip. And that's probably why pasta always feels a little more special to me. So while this broccoli pasta is definitely not an Italian holiday in Amalfi, it does bring back a little piece of that memory. And honestly, sometimes that's all you need. A good meal and a good memory. From the Amalfi Coast, we went on to explore so many different places in Italy. We visited Positano, which honestly looked like a picture postcard. The colorful houses built along the cliffs, the blue sea, and those little winding streets made the whole place feel unreal. We also visited Capri, and that was another place that completely took my breath away. Everything there felt so beautiful and peaceful, and I remember just wanting to slow down and take it all in. One thing I really loved about this trip was that every place had a completely different personality. Then we went to Rome. And instead of trying to see everything from a car or taking taxis everywhere, we actually walked around and explored so much of Rome on foot. We walked through the streets, saw the beautiful old buildings, stopped whenever something caught our attention, and just let the city surprise us. At one point, it started raining a little. We didn't really have a plan for that either, so we just kept walking. And somehow, that little bit of rain made the whole experience even more memorable. Then there was Cinque Terre. That place was just beautiful. The colorful villages, the sea, the hills, and the tiny streets felt completely different from Rome or Amalfi. It was one of those places where you don't really need to do much. You can just stand there, look around, and feel lucky that you're actually there. After that, we continued to Venice. Venice felt almost like a different world altogether. Walking through those narrow streets, crossing little bridges, and seeing the canals everywhere was such a unique experience. And then came Milan. Milan had a completely different energy, more modern, stylish, and busy. Looking back, what I love about this trip is how much variety we experienced in just one journey. We went from the quiet coastal villages of Amalfi and Cinque Terre to the history and chaos of Rome, to the canals of Venice and the modern feel of Milan.